My wife cheated on me with her ex-husband and my stepdaughter knew the whole time. So I divorced her mother and stopped paying for her education. Hello Reddit I plus here. I was married to my wife, Lisa, for 6 years. She had a daughter from her previous marriage, a smart, seemingly sweet girl named Emily. When Lisa and I got together, Emily was about 12. Her dad, Lisa's ex, wasn't really in the picture. At least, that's what she told me. He was a deadbeat, a liar, a manipulator, and, according to Lisa, the worst mistake of her life. I ate it all up. From the moment we got serious, I stepped up. I did everything a father should do, even though Emily wasn't mine. I paid for her school trips, her clothes, her first car when she turned 16. Hell, I even set up a college fund for her because I wanted to make sure she had every opportunity in life. She always smiled and said, "Thank you." And for years, I thought we had a good relationship. I thought she appreciated me. And Lisa, man, I loved that woman. I worked my ass off so she didn't have to stress, paid all the bills, took her on vacations, and made sure she never wanted for anything. Sure, marriage had its ups and downs, but I thought we were solid. Until one day, I wasn't so sure anymore. It started with little things. Lisa started being glued to her phone more than usual. She started working out a lot, dressing up more, smiling at texts that I wasn't sending her. You know when you get that gut feeling that something's off? Yeah, I got that. So I did what any rational person would do. I asked her. And of course, she laughed it off, called me paranoid, said I was imagining things. Oh, honey, you're being ridiculous. She even got offended. You don't trust me? She asked, all wounded-like. I wanted to believe her, I really did. But something wasn't sitting right. So I did a little digging. And by digging, I mean I checked the phone bill, lots of late-night calls to a familiar number. Then I checked our shared credit card statement, charges at hotels and restaurants on days I wasn't with her, and that's when I realized the number belonged to her ex-husband. Yeah, the deadbeat, the worst mistake of her life. Turns out, he wasn't as out of the picture as she made him seem. Now, here's where it gets even worse. I sat on this information for a couple of days, trying to figure out what to do. Confront her, get more proof. Maybe I was overreacting. But then, one night, Emily, my sweet, smart stepdaughter who I had taken care of for years, came home, saw me sitting there stewing, and gave me a look. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the way she hesitated or the guilt in her eyes, but something clicked. So I asked her, Emily, do you know anything about your mom and your dad talking again? And this girl who I had raised, who I had loved like my own, who I had sacrificed so much for. She sighed and said, Yeah, I do. I've known for a while. Just like that. Like she was telling me what the weather was like outside. I was stunned. How long? I asked. She shrugged. I don't know. A year, maybe more. A year. A whole damn year. I asked her why she never said anything. Her response. I didn't think it was my business. I lost it. Not in a screaming, throwing things kind of way, but in a realization kind of way. I had spent years thinking I was part of this family, thinking I mattered to them. But when it came down to it, I was just a walking ATM to both of them. That night, I didn't say anything to Lisa. Instead, I took my evidence, called a lawyer, and started the process. And when I finally confronted her, she had the audacity to cry, to beg, to say it was a mistake, and that she still loved me. But love doesn't look like this. Love doesn't look like betrayal. So I divorced her. And Emily? Well, here's the thing. Remember that college fund I set up for her? Yeah, that was in my name. And when I left, I took it with me. Every last penny. She found out when she went to pay for her first semester of college and called me, sobbing, asking how I could do this to her. I simply said, it wasn't my business. And let me tell you, I have never felt more free in my life. So, yeah. But life doesn't just stop when a marriage ends. You have to rebuild. You have to face the loneliness, the bitterness, the emptiness that comes after betrayal. I won't lie. Those first few months were rough. I second-guessed myself, wondered if I'd made the right decision, if I'd overreacted. Then I remembered all those nights Lisa spent sneaking around, all those times Emily looked me in the eyes and pretended everything was fine while knowing the truth. And I knew. I didn't walk away from a family. I walked away from a lie. And here's the kicker. Lisa and her ex, they didn't last 6 months. Turns out he was still the same deadbeat, still the same liar. And once the excitement of sneaking around was gone, reality hit. I heard through mutual friends that she tried reaching out to me again, probably hoping for a second chance, but I was already gone. These days, I'm good. I found someone who actually respects me, who doesn't keep secrets, who doesn't take me for granted. And as for Emily, last I heard she had to take out student loans. Tough break, but hey, not my business.